sure there is something specific, but nothing that I can really pinpoint. So yesterday was really hard. I was really emotional, and I felt very depressed. Like I felt very tired, and I was talking with Steven about how like being at a 10 and trying to like calm my anxiety but not really feeling like I was doing it well, and it kept me at that heightened level of anxiety for weeks. Definitely an ebb and flow of it, but I didn't feel like I had really and like I said, neurofeedback this past week, we were at Disney World, but then the week before, those 2 sessions really reflected that I was unable to like get into that calm space. When I went to the sound bath 2 weeks ago, and my mind kept racing, and I felt like I couldn't focus and be present. I felt very fidgety. I felt very like aware of, during a massage, I guess it was the week before we left, I felt very like on. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I was very aware of like swallowing, and I just felt like I really was not feeling centered at all. I was not feeling calm. I really felt at this heightened state of anxiety for like 2 weeks, and that yesterday I think there was some sort of breaking point for me where I felt very like I hit overwhelm. I think that's it. And then I kind of like felt very depression-like, in that I felt really just weary and exhausted, and just in a place where I was getting to a point where I felt really apathetic and disappointed, not necessarily in myself, just situationally, like, feeling like I've done so much good work. And how I felt yesterday did not negate it, but Steve was really great about helping me remember that it's temporary, it will not last, and just to be really kind to myself in the interim, right? So what I'm really proud of is that yesterday I showed up. I went to neurofeedback even though I was feeling that way, and it was really hard. And I did some yoga last night, like yoga with Adrienne. She's wonderful. She actually had yoga for depression, and it's this 15-minute flow that was really great. Really, really great. And so I've really been thinking on it. Like I had a great talk with Andrew last night. He's such a supportive human that I feel really, really lucky to have someone who doesn't struggle with anxiety themselves, who's made such an effort to understand me and what I'm going through, and to support me, even though he's not sure what that looks like all the time, even though I'm not sure what that looks like all the time, but like works with me to figure it out and is there for me and helps me. And he's just the freaking best. So I took some time last night, did the yoga, spent time with Andrew and Liv, and just really tried to let go and like release it, like feel it, not ignore it, don't suppress it, because that was something that really stuck out to me, that Steve was talking to me about, how the part of my brain that we had been working on that has that hair trigger fight or flight response, and has done a lot of suppressing. That really stuck with me. And I know that this is something that over time has just become my go-to, obviously. And it's this dichotomy, it's this really hard thing, right? Where this is my unconscious mind we're talking about. This is stuff that I can't access. I can't like just think about harder and like get there. It's not like that. And so the ability to trust and not live in fear and release obviously has shown really difficult, proven to be really difficult. But here's what I think, and here's what I am choosing, here is what I am believing, here is what I'm doing. This is brand new territory for me. Brand new. Obviously, my brain agrees and solidifies it based on the neurofeedback. So today, I got up. I let myself sleep. I didn't try to get up super early, but I got a short workout in, and that was really good for me. I needed that. I need that physical movement, get my metabolism going. So I am doing what I can to set myself up for success. A good breakfast, like a good meal, fat, carbs, protein, all the things, right? Continuing to do that. And then I'm on my way to neurofeedback, and I decided, okay, I just need to have a conversation with my brain. I need to verbalize it. I need to manifest it into being. I need to not suppress. I'm gonna reinforce it with myself. I'm gonna say it again so that you know what I said. Okay, so brain. Louise's brain. My brain. First of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for working so hard to protect me, to keep me safe. I love you. I appreciate everything you have done. And I appreciate everything that you're going to continue to do. Little Louise, younger Louise, who didn't know how to cope with things, didn't know what to do with her anxiety, worked on suppressing it, didn't want to be a bother, wanted to feel normal, didn't want to deal with it at all, suppressed it, right? Okay. And then came to a place where she just assumed this is what everybody deals with. This is just, everybody has this. And it came to a point in my young adult life when, after my dad had died and I started going to therapy, where I realized and was told and was learning this is not something that everyone has to deal with at this level. This severe generalized anxiety disorder is hindering my growth as a human, my emotional intelligence across the board, my ability to connect authentically, my level of trust, letting myself live in fear and never pushing past, never going past that. So I can think of a slew of examples in my life where either I very intentionally chose or I just fell into old habits so that it went this way. I didn't give it 100%. I knew I wasn't doing that in order to not feel let down and like a failure when it didn't come through. So brain, I acknowledge that you have been protecting me. Those used to serve me. In some way, it kept me safe. However, we are doing the work now. Brain, you and I are a united team, and we have to approach this in a way that will serve us now, because the old ways are not serving us anymore. It's not helping, it is hurting. And I know, brain, that you don't want to hurt. You don't want to have a detrimental effect on my day-to-day joy and peace and calm. We deserve joy, peace, and calm. And here's what's that's what's on the other side of this fear that obviously holding on to like tightly, but I think we're hanging on by a thread at this point. We have seen glimpses of the other side of what this could be. And I get that it's scary. I understand that it's unknown. Unknown is scary. You want to stick with the known because that's what's worked in the past. It doesn't, but I'm here, I'm telling you, it does not work anymore. So what I'm going to ask of you today, brain, and I am there too, we are in this together. I need to remind you that we are safe. We are safe. We don't live there anymore. We are safe. And I have to ask that you let go. I want to go in and I want to cut that last tether, that last stronghold you're hanging on to by that thread. I want to cut it, and that's going to be scary because it's going to feel like a free fall. It's going to feel like, is something going to catch me? I don't know what to hold on to. But that's what I mean. On the other side of that is that healing, is the joy, is the peace, is the calm. We have to be willing to hop out of that really deeply rooted, grooved area of what we've known. But what is now hurting us, we have to jump out of that and start being that trailblazer and letting, we're smart. I'm smart. I know that I can do this. I'm strong. I know that even though it's scary, I can leap over that last thing. I know that I can. And today we're going to do that. We're going to jump over that hurdle. And we're going to start creating that new, healthy pathway. And we're going to lean into that. And we are going to let the rest of it go. We have to let go. We have to surrender. This is how we keep me safe now, by doing this. This is what I want. This is what I need. I can do this. I will do this. And that's what today is going to look like. So that's the conversation that I had with my brain. And I am making that choice, and I am choosing to not let the fear of failing neurofeedback or failing being off of medication or failing anything. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm done. I refuse to continue to live in this cycle of heightened anxiety, crashes to depression. Wait for the anxiety to heighten again, crashes. I'm done. It has to break. I have to break that cycle. I'm worth it. I deserve to be out of that. I deserve to train myself to do better for myself, for my own well-being, for my brain, for my body, for my spirit. That is what I choose. And so that's what's going to happen. I know it's hard. I know it's scary, and I'm going to do it because I'm so tired of getting to the point where like, this is where change could happen and then scaling back because I'm scared. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. So feel like that's where I'm at. I feel like I'm on this precipice. I am at the spot where if I were to zoom out on my life and look at it, and I would see other times in my life where I felt like this, I would lean back into it and I would go back into my old ways and I would let fear lead that choice. And right now I'm just going to say absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've worked so hard to get here and I refuse to go back. Like, I refuse. So that's where, yes, this is my unconscious mind doing this. But my conscious mind also has to say, I am safe. I can do this. I can get to the other side of it. I can learn and I will learn. And slow progress is progress. And I refuse to go back. I refuse. So that's where I'm at today. I will let you know how it goes after neurofeedback today. But It is a new day, new choices. I have the ability, I have the power to make a choice, and I'm doing that.